Hello everyone. It is January the 20th, 2016, Wednesday, and it's about 6:30 a.m. And this is DelrayVAWeather.com. This is our morning update about the impending blizzard this Friday and Saturday, and there has been a little bit of a shift here, not so much in the amount as in the time of arrival. And it's looks increasingly like this is going to arrive later in the day Friday rather than earlier Friday. I want to bring up BuffKit to show you a little bit about what's going on here. Okay, this is the GFS 6Z data that's being displayed, and if we look at if you can see here, we have a blue circle, and this is about 3 p.m. on Friday. That is indication that there would be light snow at that time, and there's nothing prior to that. Let me go ahead and get this back here. Actually, I had it set on the wrong time. Let me go ahead and move this up a little bit. Okay, yeah. This is Friday at 3 p.m. And if we move this back a little bit, you'll see it disappears. We get a little farther forward. We get 2 dots, which is usually a moderate snow. And this is set at about 6 p.m. on Friday. The NAM, on the other hand, has the start of the storm much later. Let me go ahead and switch to NAM. It's not responding right now. There we go. Okay. Okay, this is the NAM analysis, and let me move this up to the beginning of the storm. Okay, this is showing that the snow would start at about 9 p.m. on Friday, January the 22nd, and this is showing with 2 dots a moderate snowfall. So this is showing, if you had listened to some earlier videos I did a couple days ago, this is following a scenario more like what the GFS was saying several days ago, that the snow will go from nothing to a moderate rate of snow. But this is saying about 9 p.m. On Friday. So at this, at this point, we're talking about it could very well start anytime between about mid-afternoon Friday to mid-evening Friday. So you should keep that in mind. And for those of you who are wondering if school's going to be canceled, with this late start to the snow potentially, my confidence of cancellation on Friday is a little less. Tomorrow I'll do a more in-depth analysis. We'll have a little more data too tomorrow, and I'll be doing probabilities that schools would be closed in Northern Virginia. Okay, let's see where we're going to go from there. Okay, let's go back to some of the other tools I'm using. And let me bring this, see if I can zoom this to about 150 so you can see a little bit better. Okay, this is the Iowa State Mediagram. I use it all the time. And we're looking at a composite of all the American models, the GFS and the NAM, and actually some of the shorter range models, though it's still not close enough to the storm. And what you're seeing here is the estimated compacted snow based upon various ways of calculating the snow to liquid ratio. So what this is showing, this lighter blue line up here is actually the 0Z GFS at 11 to 1 snow to liquid ratio. This darker blue is the 6Z GFS at a 11 to 1 ratio. And these others are using Cobb calculations for the snow to liquid ratio. And Cobb is a technique that is a dynamic analysis of what the snow to liquid ratio would be throughout the storm, since it does change from period to period. And so if we look just at the Cobb analysis, we're talking a range of between 17 inches and actually this 0Z is showing that there's actually 2 shots of snow, where the 6Z GFS is showing basically just one continuous band of snow. But if we go to peak, we're talking about somewhere using Cobb analysis between 17 inches and 15 inches of snow. If you assume 11 to 1 snow ratio throughout the storm, you're talking about perhaps up to 23 inches of snow. And then again, this is compacted. A lot of the maps you're going to be seeing, the raw maps out of the models, give total snowfall. It doesn't factor in the fact that snow has weight and will compact as it falls on the ground. And it also often assumes a constant snow to liquid ratio, usually about 11 or 10. And you can't, that's not, in reality, won't happen. It'll go up and down from that value. So you're always going to see higher snow figures on the model snow maps than what you're seeing on the screen right now. So I think it's safe to assume at this point that we could have about 16 inches here in the city. The worst case would be probably 23 or 24 inches in the city. Okay, let's put this back to where it was. There. Okay, and we're going to go to our next stuff. Actually, let's go ahead and close this. That's not okay. This is the mediagram generated out of the 6Z GFS, and again, this is a raw snow total. It's showing raw snow up through late Sunday to be about 28 inches in the city. Again, that's not factoring compaction or the variability of the snow to liquid ratio. So, that's, probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to be 28 inches, but it's worth looking at. And if you notice here, what the GFS is suggesting is that during part of the snow storm, we're going to be above freezing. That's a change from yesterday. And that suggests that the snow totals may actually be a little lower than what has previously been predicted. We need to keep an eye on this to see how this might change. But right now, it looks like it's not going to be necessarily 2 feet in the city. It's probably going to be closer to 16 inches. Okay, let's go on. This is the snow map. Basically, the mediagram you just saw is just a different way of expressing this same data. And so this is showing somewhere around 26, 27 inches, and this would be about 6 a.m. Sunday. Again, like I previously said, that models seem to be shifting this later. So this may be more of a Saturday-Sunday storm than a Friday-Saturday storm. Okay, let's go on. Okay, this is the NAM 6Z. NAM is just starting to cover the entire snow range now. NAM often will do a better job than the GFS when we get in closer to the storm period. And if you listen to some of the broadcasters this morning, they actually have the bullseye much further south than what NAM is actually showing. They're saying the bullseye is going to be down in this area where I'm moving the arrow. Let me raise this a little bit so you can see it better. Okay. So the bullseye seems to be out in certainly the southwestern, or actually probably as northwestern area of Virginia, and D.C. and Alexandria is right here. And unfortunately, the NAM maps I have access to don't put in figures on the maps. So estimating a little bit, this is suggesting in the 17, 16, 15 area, like we were saying previously. So that sort of fits with what I'm sort of thinking right now, about 16 inches in the city. Okay, this is the it's the Weather Prediction Center winter probability map, and this is very useful to see what is a realistic amount for the area at looking at it in a probability sense rather than a raw deterministic model sense. And this is fairly short range. It only goes out to 72 hours, so we're kind of limited. This is what you're seeing on the map is not the final figure. It only is going out to about 6 p.m. Friday, so the storm just about has started at that point. So bear that in mind when I show you this. But it's saying that there's a 50% probability that by 6 p.m. Friday we'll have 4 inches of snow on the ground in Alexandria. And actually 50% is a very high probability for at least this type of analysis. Okay, worst case scenario at that time on Friday, 6 p.m. is 9 inches of snow. That's a worst case scenario. And if we go down to 10%, actually let's do 25% because 10% and 5% is probably not going to happen. But at the 25% level, we're talking about 1 inch. So you can think of it this way, is that there's 75% chance that at 6 p.m. on Friday, the accumulation will be more than 1 inch of snow. And you can think about, there's a 50% chance that the accumulated snow will be greater than 4 inches at 6 p.m. on Friday. Okay, let's go to the next map. Oh, we don't want to look at that one. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay. Okay, this is the Euro model mediagram. Again, these are raw snow figures. They don't factor in compaction, and they don't factor in a variable snow to liquid ratio. So the Euro model is showing that we're going to top out about 27 inches, which is very similar to what the GFS was saying. It's GFS was saying 28 inches, and the Euro is saying 27 inches. And this is saying, let me see what the time here, make sure I got the date right. Yeah, for Sunday. Okay, this is saying that sometime certainly after 6 a.m. on Sunday, we would top out at 27 inches raw snow accumulation. Doesn't include compaction or variable snow ratios. Okay, all right. This is the snow map for the Euro model. Let me see if I can increase this a little bit. Okay. And again, this is showing, this is, let me see if I get the time right. Yeah, this is midnight, Saturday, Sunday. and it's showing about 25 inches in the city. I don't know if we bump this up a little bit, if it'll say anything more. Let me see, 102 hours, 26 inches, 27 inches. Okay, if we go up a little further to late on Sunday, it's saying 27 inches, which is consistent with what we were just looking at on the Mediagram. Okay. All right. All right. One last thing we're going to look at here, and then we're going to look at a little bit more at BuffKit. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. All right. This is the Canadian model. It's set to about midnight Saturday and Sunday, and it's showing 25 inches. Again, this is a raw figure. It's interesting to look at where it has the sweet spots of the maximum snow depth. It has several of them. Has it in the Panhandle of West Virginia, sort of Western Maryland, and then it also has another sweet spot here down like in La Plata, that general area. And let's go back. Didn't really take a look at the sweet spots here in the Euro model. The Euro model is showing it's going to be sort of northwestern Virginia as the sweet spot here. And let me see if I can bring up the GFS. Let's raise this a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, this is showing that actually the sweet spot of maximum snow, at least within the close-in area of DC, is actually on the Maryland side of the Potomac River. So you can see that there's really a variation in the actual highest impact of the snow between all the models. And let me see if I can do. The NAM won't show you much because it's going to be not go out to the final end of the storm. Okay, let me see if it seemed to me one more thing I wanted to show you. Oh yeah. Okay, I want to show you. If you look again, I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video. This is the freezing line. Let me explain a little bit. This is a sound called a sounding. This is the air directly over Reagan National Airport. These are altitudes, so we got like 45,000 feet here. We got 5,000 feet down here, and this shows basically the dew point versus the air temperature. And when dew point equals air temperature comes close to equaling it, that's when you have precipitation at that point in the atmosphere. And so we were looking at when the snow would start, but I want to look at this, show you about the possibility of sleet during the storm. And if we move this point, when you have these two lines touching the 0 centigrade line, that's a point where you could have a winter mix or sleet. You would have freezing rain if the ground temperature, if from that point on down, it was above freezing, and then just at ground level it goes below freezing. That would be a freezing rain scenario. But here we're showing that about midnight on Saturday, at least the NAM is saying, that this snow could very well switch over to sleet. But the problem is, at this point, the snow is going to be quite extensive, probably moderate. And so it's possible that that scenario would not happen, that in fact the snow passes through that point so quickly it doesn't have a chance to melt. So, and then it refreezes again. So it's possible that this won't actually be a sleet period. It'll be maybe a wet snow period, or somewhere in between snow and sleet. But it is a possibility, and that of course would impact the snow totals. And if you look after that period, it pulls away again from the the freezing line. So it's going to be a relatively brief period of sleet if we have it. And it probably won't be a true all sleet event. It'll probably be a mixture of sleet and snow at about probably midnight that night. Okay, let's take a look and see what GFS says about that period. And let's move this back to, let's see, Saturday, Friday, okay. Okay, let's go through here and watch how close it gets to that line. Okay, this is actually the closest point that it gets to the line. It never actually reaches the freezing line here. And this would be 6 p.m. on Saturday. So as far as GFS is concerned, there's not much of a chance during the storm of it turning to sleet. Okay, okay, I'm going to leave it there. Definitely today and tomorrow you should be preparing to stay indoors, certainly all day Saturday and probably Sunday. As far as school delays, I really can't give a clear indication of whether the schools will be closed or delayed or closed early on Friday. Tomorrow we'll probably have a better idea about that. So if you have homework, do your homework. Don't count on you being off on Friday. As far as Monday school closings, it's possible. It's if we end up on the high side, like a 20-inch snowfall in the city, I think actually you can expect that most things will be still closed on Monday. Certainly, delayed openings on Monday is a real possibility. Things you should be preparing. Well, unfortunately, it's probably getting kind of late to get ice melt or snow melt, but it's something you should look at doing. If you need a snow shovel, it's probably too late to do that now, but you should try and get something to shovel the snow. It's probably not going to melt on its own because we're going to be probably have cold temperatures through a good part of next week. And other things, batteries, you should prepare for a power outage, though current models, and that this can change, current models are suggesting less wind in this event. It's quite possible that the gusts won't exceed 45 miles an hour, and that would occur probably noon on Saturday. So as far as the threat of power outages in the city, that's going down a little bit overnight. But still, you should be prepared because this storm, again, a 60-mile shift of the track is going to change the snow amounts, and it's also going to change the wind speeds. And right now, it looks like it's the low pressure is not going to be quite as low as yesterday. It's probably going to be about 980 millibars, which is much less than the blizzard of 1996. That was, I believe, it was 930 millibars. So, but again, it changes. 12 hours made the difference there. As far as other things you might want to do, I certainly would, plan to keep your pets indoors. Make sure you have enough pet food on hand, baby food on hand. If you have prescription medications that you take, check to make sure you have enough to get you through probably 3 to 5 days. With all those types of preparations are absolutely worth doing at this point. The National Weather Service has not issued a winter storm watch yet. I wouldn't be at all surprised that sometime today they issue a winter storm watch for this area. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if sometime tomorrow they issue a winter storm warning. So, bear all that in mind. You should definitely keep an ear to the weather, weather channels, TV weather, radio weather, internet, me, whatever. But that's that's a wise thing to do right now. Okay, that's all I'm going to say for the morning update. I'm going to do a Periscope chat probably mid-afternoon. So if you have access to Periscope, just think of some questions you might have, and we can discuss them during the Periscope broadcast. The other thing is, if you can't do Periscope, you still want to ask questions, just give me a tweet at PatPend, that's PATPEND, and I'll try and answer them about this storm. I know a lot of people are having questions about travel, planned trips, flights and trains and things like that, and we can discuss that a bit. I'll probably give an estimate tomorrow about the possible cancellations of planes or trains, but it's really needs a little more detailed data to do it with any confidence. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll be talking to you later.